Hi there, this is John Barton from JB Cases. So normally I'm in front of the camera, but we got so many cases now that we've built up for the show, I kind of wanted to pan around and show you some of the stuff that we've got going on coming to the show. So this is about half of what we're going to be bringing to the show, or about 3/4 of it. Some of them are customer cases that they're picking up at the show. And when I say show, I'm talking about the Super Billiards Expo, which is coming up here in Oaks, Pennsylvania, right outside of Philadelphia. So I'm going to come over in front of the camera in just a minute, and we're going to talk about some of the cool cases that we've done this week. But I just want to say to you guys, please come and see us out there at the show, and we'll help you design a case of your own, as well as showing you all the cool stuff that we're doing right now. So bear with me for just a second. I'll be right out in front of the camera. So yeah, hopefully we'll have such a good, successful show this time that we can actually afford to hire a cameraman. So no, I'm just kidding. So anyway, yeah, let's talk about cases that we got in this week, and show you some of the stuff that we're working on here. So this one here, Dwight's been waiting a long time for it. We finally figured out how to do exactly what he wanted. This is called Biohazard right here. So you can see we stitched the biohazard symbol into it here, and then, or the radioactive symbol, and then this here is like a kind of like cautionary tape. And I want you to look really closely at the font on there. See that, how it's all broken up? Kind of like radioactive. So so that's just showing you right there that even complicated fonts, we can still stitch them and do a pretty good job of it. So that's Dwight's 2x3. I'm not sure if I'll bring this to the show. It's 2x3 with a green interior. I'm not sure if I'll bring it to the show or not, but if we do have it, then you'll be able to check it out. So, all right, next case here. We got a couple other plaid cases right here. This is made out of a heavy-duty weave woven fabric here. It's really, really cool. You got to feel it. And I don't know what it is about this case. It just makes me want to carry it, even though I'm not generally a plaid person. I don't even think I own any clothes that are plaid in any way. But something about this case just seems elegant in some way. So anyway, we've got 2 of these. We'll probably have a couple more at the show. But it's a pretty cool case with a black and white theme going on. So that's a 3x6. You don't have to wait for the show, however. You can go online. All these cases are available online. As I mentioned last time, what we're going to do is while we're out there at the show, as we sell the case, we'll just take it offline, so it'll go into not in stock. Build me one, so you can still order the case. You just wouldn't be able to get it right away. But anything that you buy there at the show, or you buy online while we're at the show, when we go at the show to see if it's in stock, it'll also show us that somebody purchased it, and therefore we won't double sell it. So so therefore, you're safe if you can't make it to the Super Billiards Expo and you see something cool that you want. So for example, this one is a really cool case here. This one is navy blue. It's fully loaded. We've got double backpack straps, all leather trim on here. And then we've got navy blue nylon, and then here we've got an indigo blue denim right there that you can see. So it makes a really nice little contrast on there. And let's see what color interior we put in here for this hybrid. And then we've got a blue interior, 4x8 inside. So this is a really elegant case right here. And this one does also come with a pocket tray, I believe. Yep, comes with a pocket tray inside, so you can fit all your accessories in there, get it all set up just the way you want it, and really express your OCD self. So, here's another cool case, also made out of some really neat fabric. This is kind of a tweed basket weave style fabric here. Let me see if I can get a close up here so you can really see how cool this fabric is. So we are experimenting with doing some stuff with heavyweight fabrics, and I'm really excited about that because that opens up the door for a lot of coolness here in the cases. A lot more patterns and textures that we can use. So this case here is very elegant with its tan tweed fabric. I'm not even sure what the actual, how you would say that for this fabric, but anyway, I'm going to call it a tweed for now. It's kind of a basket weave style. And that combined with the chocolate brown has made for a very elegant case here. And let's see, we chose also a chocolate brown interior. This is a 2x5, so or 3x4. You know, one thing about that is often people will say to me, do you have a 2x4? And this is the equivalent of a 2x4. We don't actually have a standard 2x4. We do make them, of course. You know, if someone says I want a 2x4, we'll make it. But this here is a case that you can fit 2 butts and 5 shafts into it, or if you like, you can fit 3 butts and 4 shafts into it. And it is actually smaller in diameter, in circumference, than most 2x4s sold by other people. So anyway, very elegant case, as I said. Take a look at it online. It's a limited edition. We've not got very many of them. That's not to say we won't make them, you know, in the future, but it's very unlikely that we're going to make a line out of these. So we're just going to keep them fairly limited. Right now, it's limited to 1 2x5, and I've got 1 3x6 for sale. Okay, here's a custom case that we just did. So we did the U.S. Army symbol on there, so U.S. Army veteran, and this is for David. So pretty cool case there, all yellow here, black and yellow trim, loaded out with a towel ring on this side right here, so pretty cool there. Let's see what color interior we get. What do you guys think? Is it black or is it blue? It's tan, so cool. Tan 2x5 interior. That's a good one because you can really see the padding inside there. So good deal on that one. All right. So here's another one here. Now the next 3 cases that I'm going to show you are 3 red and black. Now those of you who watch the videos, you'll notice that we do a lot of red and black cases. It's a very popular color combination, but these 3 right here will show you 3 different cases, red and black themes, where you can get 3 different looks on here. So the first one is a 2x5 with a red lid, red bottom, okay, red sides, and then all of the stitching is done in red right there. The back piece is all black with just a red. See, now notice here also the stitching here is all black throughout here, so it's all matching to whatever the pocket is and everything, so it's not contrasting. So it makes for a very, you know, this has a very elegant look to it without kind of the pinstriping effect of the stitching. So he's got his name tooled here, and I want you guys to look at the quality of that stitching. I don't know if that really comes over here on the video, but we try very hard because we control it. We have our own embroidery machine. We try very hard to use high stitch counts and do very elegant stitching and do a good job when we digitize them to make it look as good as possible. And that's going to come up here in a moment when I show you this other case that we did, because the logos for the other case, and you'll see that in a moment, had kind of a shadow glow effect on it, on the actual files that we had, and our digitizer took that and he rearranged the threads so that you get the same sort of effect when you look at it, even though it's embroidered, so it's not just flat. Okay, so here's another one that is red and black, and now this one here, you'll see we did red zippers through here, okay, and we've got chrome zipper pulls on here, and you'll notice here we have red accent stitching everywhere, So that's another look for the red and black that you can get. And that one is a 3x6. I'm going to guess it has a red interior. Let's see. I guessed wrong. It has a black interior. Can't really see inside there when I do that, but most often people choose red interiors when they do this. I think I might try one. I might try one time where we just mix up the interior and mix up the colors. I'm getting dirty looks from my wife right now for saying that. She's like, I have enough details to deal with. Don't add any more. So here's another one. Also red and black. Now this one is mainly black. You'll notice that none of the nylon parts on here are red, but where the red comes in is red zippers, okay, and red stitching to really contrast it and highlight it. Gives it that really kind of a cool pinstripe effect. So this is also a 3x6. Let's see if he chose black or red. Which one is it? So this one has red. So then you open it up and you get that really cool red interior in there. So we are, as far as I know, we're the only folks offering different color interiors. We have like 10 or 12 different colors that you can choose from. And of course, you know, if you don't find what you want online, you can always ask us, and we'll try our best to get the color. We can literally get hundreds, if not thousands, of colors, but the problem is that in order to buy it in the fabric that we think is the best for lining the case, this soft but strong material that we use, in order to get that, we're not always able to buy it in small quantities. So that's the only problem. So if we think that we can sell enough cases with some off color or you know, interior color that we've never used, then we'll go ahead and do it. But otherwise, you know, a lot of times we might just have to say no, just because it's simply not practical, not because we can't actually get it. Okay, so here is another cool case. Now this one here is a basic rugged. You'll notice the difference there in the ruggeds is that basic doesn't have a top handle and doesn't have a third pocket. We did a very elegant case here. This was designed on the designer, so everything is pretty cool right here. We've got the gray pockets, we've got the black piping, and then the army green kind of accents going on here. And then he put his name right there on the upper part of the pocket. So that's pretty cool because, you know, a lot of people, like, they put their names here, or, you know, with our designer, you can just put the name wherever you feel comfortable with it, and that's where it goes. So you just tell us what you want, and we do it. So pretty cool case there. Let's see what color interior he chose. And Gary chose a black interior, so you're going to see a black hole there. Not much to look at, but pretty cool case design, and basically it's an expression. You know, it's an expression of the colors that make sense to him and the fashion sense that he likes. Okay, now here, this one is red with white sides. You'll see here. It's got white sides and white stitching throughout the case. So that makes a pretty cool combination with the red, white, and slate gray going on in there. And now let's see what color he chose for this 3x6. And that is red, and it is for Brett Schreiner. So thank you very much, Brett, for your order. We hope that you enjoy your case and it gives you a lifetime of great protection and use, and we hope that you get lots of kudos from your friends about it. So here's another one that's black and yellow. Black and yellow, I guess, kind of racing stripes type deal going on there, but just a really cool case with yellow stitching. Towel rings. Towel rings are very popular. By the way, I find that also sometimes when I go out with mine that's got a towel ring, I kind of carry it like that. Just kind of hold it right there and carry it. You can even kind of sling it over your shoulder and carry it like that if you feel like it. I don't really use it for a towel. As much as I cry when I'm playing for money, you would think that I would have a towel with me, but I don't. Okay, so next case here is pretty cool. They're all pretty cool. I'm never gonna say that one of our cases is not cool, okay? But I will be repetitive about saying that they are. So This one here, black and purple. We got purple piping here, purple zipper pulls, and double backpack straps on here with the name. So just a simple case right there. Let's see, let's hope it has a purple interior, just for those that like to see everything matching. And yes, we have a purple interior right there. So it's hard to see because it's darker, but it is a 2x5 and it looks pretty cool. So, all right. Now let's get to the case I promised you earlier, talking about the stitching. So remember earlier when I said that when we digitize this stuff, a lot of times we're going to try really hard to make the stitching. First of all, it's a high stitch count. So the higher the stitch count, the better. Basically that means stitches, amount of stitches per square inch. Okay? So when it comes to embroidery, the higher the stitch count, the nicer it looks, basically. The more elegant that it will look for most images. Okay? So here we have an Iowa Cyclones fan, Iowa State. And I'm not even sure if this is really going to come out on here the way that it shows in real life. But I'll kind of bend it a little bit so you can see. But what we did here is the graphic for this had kind of a 3D effect on there. So what we did is we did two different stitch densities going through here. So depending on which direction you look at it, it kind of has, the stitches have a little bit of a different angle, so it really shimmers a little bit in the light. So that looks pretty cool right there. And then that's the Cyclones logo. And then on the back, the customer chose to have a blue strap, which goes with the blue in the logo right here. And then here, I like this. I really like this because it's very small and elegant. So we didn't elect to fill up she didn't elect to fill up the whole thing on here, and so it's a very nice little, almost like a little signature right in the middle there. So pretty cool there. And we have a red interior for this one, which is also a 2x5. Not sure if you can really see that. All right. Cool beans. All right, let's move on. Now, by the way, I just want to mention something about our embroidery and everything. You know, so you see that embroidery right there. That's a lot of embroidery. When you go on our website and you start to design these, and you can see what the embroidery is going to cost. I want to mention that there's a lot of work to this. There's several hours or more, even half a day or possibly even a day sometimes, that goes into the digitizing of a logo. Now what that means is anything that we're going to embroider, unlike a CNC machine, like the CNC machine is really good. It's a computer aided design. You'll basically take a name and you'll put it into the program, arrange it, and then the CNC will go and it will cut out or route out, or if it's a laser, it will burn away the material with whatever you programmed it to do. But when you're talking about embroidery, the problem comes in there is that the machine, you can take any image and you can throw it into the software, and then the machine will have to try to figure out, where do I place the stitches? What's the optimal way to do this? Because the only way to make an image come to life with embroidery is basically to do little zigzag stitches and fill it in. Remember when you used to use markers and you're filling in a space, and you're kind of doing a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here. And if you do it all crazy, right, you definitely fill up everything with color, but it doesn't look that great. So as you get older and better at it, you learn, if I do this technique, if I go this way and then this way, it'll look better and better. So that's basically what a person has to do with embroidery. So you can start out letting the software kind of fill it in wherever it thinks would be best, but the very, very best embroidery that you see ever is all done manually where a person actually goes in there and spends time stitch by stitch, literally arranging where the stitches is going to go, what direction it's going to be at, what the density is going to be at, and so on. And you can even decide how high and how low the stitches are going to be by adding more or less, and therefore giving it a little bit more 3D or depth effect to it. So that's something to understand when you look at our embroidery prices. Some people might look at it and say, oh, that looks really high. But if you go and you compare what it costs to get a one-off embroidery done by us compared to, say, going and getting it done, the same embroidery, same stitch count, everything, getting it done on a jacket or something like that, if it's a one-off thing, you're going to spend 3, 4, 5, up to 6 times as much on just the embroidery. So actually we're quite low in our price, but we do charge what we need to have. So keep that in mind when you're doing this, because a lot of people don't realize that when they're designing a case. You know, they get a little bit of sticker shock when you see something like this. You know, you might get some sticker shock when you say $100 worth of embroidery on this case. But the end result is you get a one-off case that's made exactly like you want it, and somebody sat there and stitch by stitch had to put this all together so that it fit exactly the space, exactly the way it's supposed to be, right number of density, right stitch count, right colors, everything. And therefore, at the end of the day, we really don't make a lot of money in profit on the stitching. You know, we're just happy to sell you a case and put that on there and pretty much break even on the embroidery. So that's a little explanation of our pricing on the embroidery. And we do charge really almost as little as we can, and still just, you know, be able to pay everybody for that. So, okay, having said that, here's a really cool hybrid. This one is not yet finished, and it is also a dynamite rugged style. It's got a long 18-inch pocket here. It's got a long pocket here. This one I think is 8 inches, maybe even 9 right there. This is still going to be colored, so the case itself is slate gray and black leather on the pockets here. And this is all going to be colored in black in here. And then these are going to be left in natural color for the cards and for the dice. But it's a pretty cool saying that John chose called Bet on Life. So I'm almost out of time, so I'll be real quick. If it ends, this has been John Barton with JB Cases. But it looks like my battery's about to go. Real quick, I'm just going to show you these 2 leather cases right here. This is blue and natural. And the reason I'm showing you this is because in a few days, I'm going to do another video after my wife has colored these cases. This is her abstract art that she puts on here. And then she'll spend up to a day for each case coloring them. And so the end result is going to be very stunning with the coloring that she chooses. Okay, thank you all very much. We'll see you next week at Super Billiards Expo. And hope you all have a great week. Keep hitting the balls. Stay in stroke, but don't buy an in stroke. Buy a JB case. Thank you. Bye-bye.